There we go. We are live. What's up, everybody? All right. Let's see. Here we go. Boom. This is the hike, everybody. We're going to be doing it. Figured I'd live stream it. So, what else? So, we're actually doing the Whiteface Simi Valley Hiking Trail, Simi Valley, California. And if you look right here, there's that dog park in Simi Valley. And here's the top. So, we just walked. That's my car actually right there. That one in the very corner that I'm like wiggling my finger around. Walked all the way down the road and we just walked a little bit up here. So this is still the beginning, so we're gonna get a move on. I don't think, oh, I can chat. So let's go. Because, you know, we got to stay active. So, let's keep heading up. I brought a couple snacks and some drinks. And I see there's one person in chat. What's up? Let me look. There we go. I can't really see chat right now. But thank you for being up in here. All right. All right. Whew. I hate how there's all this like debris right here. Honestly, I should probably get like a selfie stick. Probably make the video a lot better, but you know, who cares? So I'll probably take a break once we get to that peak right there, starting right there. We actually have to do a bit of climbing, so that'll be interesting to see how we get there in film. So, I don't know if you guys can hear the dogs barking. And don't mind me, I still got to work on my cardiovascular health. So, you might hear me huffing and puffing, but it's fine. We'll get through the hike just fine. See, I like to go up these sort of things instead of walking through. It's just a lot easier to get up on top of it. So, let's keep going. Whew. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Just tripped. We're all good, guys. So let's just keep on moving. I got my cooler backpack on, so all my drinks are staying nice and cool. So, oh shoot, I'm slipping right here. All right, I need to chill. So, yeah. Gotta keep my weight forward. There we go. Whew. You know, I think that's something I might have to invest in, is a selfie stick for when I'm doing stuff like this, Wow, look at that. See my shadow right there? Let's see. Whew. Okay. Awesome. All right, let's get back on it. I also don't have hiking shoes. I just have these casual shoes on, and I'm pretty sure, no, they got grip on them still. So we still see a ton of people down there, all those dogs. And, you know, I'd say honestly, this trail is beginner friendly. Like, it's not gonna be a walk in the park, obviously. It's not gonna be all flat, but it is a beginner trail with adding some steepness, so that's definitely interesting. So, all right. All the rain made it look different up here, and it's definitely slippery. So all we got to do is get up there. Just got a bit of climbing right here, and then we'll stop and take our first break. So here's what I'm talking about with the climbing. So I'd say it's a little wall, but we have all these footholds. So, oh, these bugs, these gnats getting on me. All right. Yeah, I think it'll be better up here. I was gonna say this nice little lookout, but I think I will just keep climbing. I'm gonna set that there. Gotta use both hands right here. All right. I'm just using these rocks as like little foot and hand holds to get up. Whew. And, you know, I'm a little bit concerned on holding the camera going down. Woo! There we go. You know, it's not too bad actually. So basically the way it's gonna go is now we're, up above this dog park, but this trail takes us all the way down, and then I forget where, I think it's over there. We go up a bit, back down, and then we just go up that ridge right there. But, you know, since it's downhill, I don't think I'm gonna take a break. We got a butterfly. So now we are literally over all these people. So see all the dogs running if you can, but whew. So let's keep a move on. But yeah, oh, I'm just burping. All this vegetation's grown in. I remember it used to be completely no bushes, but this past winter we had a ton of rain and it brought all these plants to grow up. Let me wave to see if anyone sees me. No, I don't think they're looking at me. I'm waving, nobody's waving back. It's embarrassing, but it doesn't really matter. Now just look at these cliffs. You know, I don't know if it really looks like it on camera, but these are steep. Yeah, look. You'll just fall over right there. Jeez, man. I am going to be getting my video uploaded later. Maybe not today, but I'm going to stream and get my video going. Get my content ready for later. So that way, you know, get a video upload. I'm not going to say what game, but it's going to be fun. All right. And over here, it's going to kind of block off our view. You know, maybe if I get up here, yeah, you can kind of see a view. It's kind of cool. All those dogs right there. Sorry, I didn't mean to cover the camera. Yo, we got 3 people in here. What's up? Oh, they just left. But we're going to keep going. We're getting all the way up at that ridge right there. So that's cool. We had 3 viewers. I'm actually happy about that. So, you know, I don't know if anyone's... Can someone comment in chat if you can... I want to see if I can see your guys' chat. So if someone could send something in chat, it'd mean a lot. Jeez. One wrong slip and... Here, let me put it in the regular camera. Oh. Just so you guys can kind of see how big this is. It's just straight down right here. All right, we're gonna keep on moving. So, what should I talk about? I honestly don't know. I should probably think of something cool to talk about. That way it's interesting for you guys. Let's see. Let's think if I have any interesting stories. So I guess I'll just tell a bunch of stories. This one was my middle school, and so I was in about 6th or 7th grade, and me and my 2 buddies, we actually all went to the same elementary school. There was this hill we would run on for like PE, and it wasn't a big hill, but it just went like whoop, and then it was there and then down. And so during lunch, no one was allowed on the hill, but I remember that there was this one house on the hill that everyone, you could see it was right above the school. It was like, I remember thinking like, how does this, whoa, look at that vulture right there. That's awesome. Anyways, how did this guy, you know, get up to his house? And so we had plotted, the middle school us plotted, you know, we're going to go after school when everyone's gone, and we're going to go up the hill where PE is, and we're going to hop the fence. So we hopped the fence and we start going up, and he had these tree stumps that he had turned into like these like chairs, if that makes sense. And so what he had done was He had this huge bit of land. It was like a bunch of cool stuff. And so we look around, and I'll give you my two friends' names. So friend one was John. Friend two is Gerald. So John and me kept going by ourselves. So we actually left the property that day, and then we kept going and exploring. And then we went back with Gerald another time. And so me and John already like, what the heck was that? Hopefully no one heard that. Me and John had actually gone with Gerald another day, and we were like, you know what? We're gonna go up to the house, and we're not gonna like do nothing, but we're gonna crouch so he doesn't see us through the windows. And you know, bear with me, we gotta get up here, and it is actually pretty steep, so let's climb up here. We go with Gerald, and we go up to the house, and we think we're slick, and all of a sudden, I kid you not, we hear a get the F out of my house. Keep in mind, we weren't even in the dude's house, but we were on his property, and he's just screaming it over and over again. So where his house is, it's not next to where we go for PE. It's steep up the hill. And so it's like, if we're right here, we ran as fast as we could all the way down to like that kind of levitation from where we are. We were sliding down the hill, everything. Because I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, I know, we were much rather gonna take getting hurt sliding down the hill than getting killed. So we get down, and let me step here. Ooh, it's a little nerve-wracking here because you fall there or you fall this way. And we get down, we get to the teacher parking lot, and me and John hopped the fence, and Gerald couldn't hop the fence. So you guys want to know what the good middle school selves of me and Gerald did? Or me and John? We left Gerald. We just ran. Now, I know that that's crazy. That's messed up. But in our minds at that time, we're probably like 11 or 12, maybe 13. We did not want to die. So, you know, that is what we did. We left Gerald and he got out. But I guess the dude called the school. I think we had masks on too. Probably not the smartest idea if you think about it. But, you know, we just had, not like shiesties. We had like t-shirts, which now I think about it, might have looked honestly more sketchy. But yeah, that guy actually called the school, and the school put out an announcement demanding us to turn ourselves in. So, sorry. Sheesh. Beautiful view. We did not turn ourselves in, and we just thought, you know what, keep our mouths shut. And we were the ones who did it. So I remember the day after, like, Gerald walking up to us at school. We were laughing. We thought it was funny. He was pissed, dude. I mean, rightfully so, but he was just pissed. So, geez, that's beautiful all right there. I'll be honest. So right there at that tree, I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to get up to the top of the ridge. You actually can swing. And I like to swing up there from time to time. So, you know what? Let me park you guys up. On something. Let me see if I can do a little something like this. Okay, there we go. Sorry, it's not the best angle, but you honestly might fall. I'm just gonna have something to drink. So, yeah, I remember Gerald was pissed and he walked up to us and he's like, "What the F, dude?" Like, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, I knew this was happening. Let's see if that works. There we go. He's like, "Yeah, I knew this was happening." But, we had to do what we had to do. That's actually enjoyable. Mountain Dew on a hike. So, that was a good story. I guess I can just keep telling stories. I was in high school. It was senior year. And I believe it was like homecoming-ish time, so the beginning of the year. Like maybe like a month or two in. And this is past the time when all those people would ask people out with signs. Like, everyone pretty much already had their dates if they were going with one. Me, I wasn't getting a date. I was just going to go with my friends and we were going to have fun. But what happened was they did these rallies in the gym, and we had so many students that only half the school could fit in the gym at a time. So we had they did half of the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th graders, so block A at one time, because they had this one dedicated period. It was like a block schedule, if you guys know what that is. That's where they do 3 classes out of the 6, and they go longer, but they had a dedicated period just for this, what's it called? This rally. And so I'm sitting with my buddy, and my buddy actually, you guys want to listen to this. It's the homecoming rally. If you don't know it now, just go back and listen. My buddy, he said, "Hey, you know what would be the funniest idea? Is if you," because when we go in, they're handing out glow sticks, because I guess they were going to turn off the lights during the rally, and everyone was going to wave, the phone lights when you're at a concert or an event. They're going to do that. But my buddy, he was saying to me, this is when they're doing the dance thing or whatever, getting ready. He's like, "Dude, I dare you to throw your glow stick." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not throwing my glow stick." He's like, "Nah, do it. They're not going to know." And I look around, and I realize not everybody grabbed a glow stick. Some people just said no. Whatever, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'll throw my glow stick. So I throw my glow stick into the rally. And you guys ever played with dominoes where you just flick one over and they all start flickering around? That's what happened. So everybody, I don't know how, it's so funny, starts throwing their glow sticks, and this lady goes, she's like, I did not like her. I'm not going to say hate because that's too far, but I did not like this lady. She was so stuck up. She had an ego. She peaked in high school. She was the dance teacher and the event coordinator. And she's yelling over the mic, "Stop, stop, stop! Don't throw the glow sticks!" And so everyone just kept doing it. By that time, it was out of my hands, literally and figuratively. And everyone kept throwing it. And then the people who still had it, I guess they nailed someone in the head, which, not cool, but it was funny. And so there's this teacher, no disrespect, but she was the manly kind of teacher who, she was a woman but tried to act like a man and was chubby and just tried to make herself seem serious, but nobody really took her seriously. She's like, "What is wrong with you guys?" She was like Ellen DeGeneres but bigger. And she's like, "What's wrong with you guys? This rally is over. It's canceled. Go back to your classrooms. Only B block is getting a rally." So Excuse me. All right. Finish my drink. Bear with me for 1 second. So, my teacher took the class back. Every teacher did. And so my teacher, he was a little off, I'll say. He talked like this, so everybody, and he would talk about stuff that you just don't talk to as students. Like, he asked these one kids if their mom was single, and everyone sort of laughed at it, but now thinking back, like, that's weird, dude. He would talk about being on dating apps and how his sister stole his cigars, all this and that. And so basically he's saying, no, nobody can leave the classroom. Like, you can't sneak back into the rally. And so I'm like, you know what? This is my senior year. We only get one homecoming rally for the rest of our lives. And keep in mind, this was just after COVID. So I'm like, now thinking about it, I'm the one who ruined it, but thinking about it, I wanted to go to this rally. So I slip out of the classroom and I walk in and pretend to be with a different class. And I sit down. The teacher didn't know because it was already dark. And I'm sitting enjoying it. And this lady, I'll be honest, she walked around with a trench coat on her hands behind her back like some sort of dictator. She looked like Hitler. I'll just be quite blunt. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here. But she did. And she was not liked by anybody. She was not nice. She got mad over the silliest things. Anyway, she walks up to me. I don't know how she knew. She's like, you were in the last rally. And she kicked me out. So I got kicked out. And I went back to my class. But it was so funny. They put out on the PA that they had film on whoever threw their glow stick, and whoever did it is going to lose their senior privileges, this and that. They were bluffing, like schools always do. And they were just upset, but, that's just the way it goes. So that's what happened. So let me think of another one. Let's see. Another story. So I'll talk about this. I'm not anymore. I was forced to as a kid. Doesn't really matter if you think I am, but I grew up in a Mormon family. And so when you're Mormon, you're forced to go, when you get to high school, these seminary classes, so call it, where you wake up at like 5 a.m. and you what's it called? You go to the church building near their high school, and sorry, it's getting steep. You just learn about the Mormon, Book of Mormon, and listen to whoever's teaching you. You have a select teacher. And, this was on Fridays when we even had late start, and it just pissed me and my buddies off. So what we ended up doing, let me see what time it is. Not bad. Me and my buddies, we would all sneak out. We had different teachers. Excuse me. At the same time. And so every Mormon church, fun fact, has a basketball court in it. So we would go hang out at the basketball courts for a bit, or before we would do that, no sus stuff, we met up in the bathroom and just hung out. And so there was like the principal, whatever you want to call it. He would walk around. Sometimes he'd walk in the bathroom and say, all right, guys, go back to your classes. And so hold on, I need to take a break. What happened was he had said, hey, you guys need to go back to your class. So we did. And so one day we're like, you know what? Let's go to the basketball court. And it wasn't just a basketball court. They also had a stage, like a literal stage with curtains for when they had events and stuff, like the children's plays, whatnot. They would have that. So we went on it, and there's a ladder that leads up to this like electrical room, and they left it unlocked. So we climbed up this ladder and we made our own secret hideout. Like, we had brought in chairs up there. We would watch like shows on like a laptop we brought in from one of our friends' houses. And we what we did was climbed up there, we did this, and then we go out, and I'm sure you guys know what Mormon missionaries are. They're the dudes, they're like the Jehovah's Witnesses who knock on your door. Whoa, dude. Grasshopper. Sick, dude. What up, little guy? That's sick. So we go out of our hiding spot, and it was like the one day of the week these dudes can exercise. So we open the door and we see them, and we close it right away. We're like, shoot, guys, what do we do? You know, they're there, they're gonna see us, they're gonna tell on us, and we'll get in trouble. They'll call our parents. So we end up, we're gonna go down this way. What we end up doing is, my one friend goes quietly, and then my other friend goes, but he jumps down. So he went before me. He jumped down halfway because he thought he got caught. He didn't. And so that leaves me, either I keep myself up in that room and I get busted, or I try and cover my face to my best ability and I jump down. And so I took option 2. So I take option 2, I jump down, I shut the door behind me. My buddy Gavin, he was still in there. He actually stayed in there, and these dudes went to, the Mormon missionaries, walk up to try and open the door. And Gavin's in there, and he's like, shoot, I can't get caught. So what he does is, we're almost up there, guys. He holds the door shut with all his might. And so Miss Gavin, he's on his mission right now, actually. But yeah, they're still Mormon, I'm not. I'm a Christian. Anyways, not relevant. Yeah, he sits in there, holds the door shut. They think it just locks and they go away. So we just keep going back to our spot like usual, and then we remember the day they go in there, which is Fridays. So, or it was Thursdays, I think. So it's Thursdays, and so we don't go in on Thursdays. And let me take a quick little break right here. It's Thursdays, we don't go in. And basically, sorry. So Fridays, it's late start. And you know, that's the end of that story. Well, you know what? I'll finish it on this. Our one friend liked this girl at the time, and her dad was the bishop or priest of that building for that church. And he showed his daughter where it was. He wanted to impress her. And long story short, our spot was compromised. They locked it down, and we were pissed at him. Whoa. You know what I think I'm gonna do, guys? Hold on. This is gonna be sick. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Okay. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Woo. Yeah. So, this is another story that takes place when we go in on Fridays. The slate start. We have to be there at like 5 a.m. and it finishes at like 6:30. And school doesn't start till 9. So, me and my friends, what's up, guys? Welcome to chat. What we do is we decide we're gonna bring eggs and bacon because now the church does have a basketball court. Is that my shoe? No, it's not. But it also has a kitchen. Wow, I know. So we hide in the building after they checked every room or hall or whatever, bathroom, all that. Make sure no one's in there. We hid and everybody left. So, you know, we also did a couple other precautions in case we got caught, which was there's a ton of entrances. We put some rocks in, barely kept it open so we could sneak back in. But we hid inside the room under a table and literally look at that, you guys. Just a beautiful view. We're climbing up right now, by the way. We're hiding and we literally hear the dude, one of the teachers. He didn't like us because he took it so seriously if we would like walk out, and he would sometimes, like on school days, make people late, and he didn't care. He thought that what he was doing was more important than school, which it really wasn't. And so what had happened was they walked by, we heard them talking about us, and yeah, so we hid and then we got in, we cooked breakfast, and while we're cooking, we made breakfast burritos, by the way, and literally the peak's just right here. We're about to be up there, guys, just this little last climbing area. We're making breakfast burritos and this lady walks in. I guess this lady had a key because she had walked around the gym for exercise, middle-aged woman. Me and my one buddy ran out, same one who compromised the last spot. The other two were like, oh yeah, we're Mormon missionaries, we're just cooking breakfast here. And she fell for it, but I think she realized because two of us ran that we weren't actually, and she eventually told. So that was that. But yeah, we're gonna climb right up here, so bear with me. Let me set you guys right here. I don't know if you can see the view. Probably not. You know, talking and walking and filming is going to take a lot more time. So I know I will probably actually end the stream once we get up there. Let you guys see the view for a second. So I don't know if you can see it, but I'm pretty sweaty right now, but I'm having fun. Let's see. Now we can walk up the rest of the way. Yeah, and we're getting that low power mode. So once we get up here, we're going to end stream. But that was a little fun sort of, you know, hike and chat. So let's get up here, and then I'm gonna speed on my way down. So just gotta keep going up. We're almost there. You can see it kind of just is a little trail that leads up through all these bushes, and then boom, we made it. I'm gonna go to the right, it's probably quicker. It's 2 ways. Taking way longer than it should. 40 minutes. I've actually gone up and down this trail in 40 minutes before, but because I'm filming and talking, taking my time, it's taken about a while, so it'll probably take me 20 minutes to get down. And we made it. This just walks along the edge, but woo! All right, guys. There's a baseball park, and that's gonna conclude our video. So, whew, I'm gonna get a drink in me. Non-alcoholic, obviously, but whew, and I'm gonna head back down. I'll be live tonight, gaming. Got on my old computer, got access to some of my old games. So make sure to tune into that, and I'll see you guys later.